today we celebrate the feast day of Saint Therese, and two key things to remember about the life of Therese that is important for us, because she's someone that shows us that every single person can be a saint. And this person said once, the greatest tragedy that could ever happen to a human person is that they don't become a saint. So think about that. All the bad things that could possibly happen in your life, there's nothing worse than not becoming a saint. Because becoming a saint is what God made your heart for. Saint Therese shows us that everyone, not just those who are called to go off to far distant countries to preach the gospel, to do amazing feats, amazing miracles, amazing things like that. Some are called to do that. Some are called to preach to thousands and thousands and millions of people. But every single one of us is called to be a saint. And Saint Therese is someone who lived only until her 20s. She's young. She's maybe the age of some of your older brothers and sisters. She's younger than me. She became a religious sister. She grew up in, just a normal family life, just like everybody else. She became a religious sister, and she only lived there as a sister for just several years. And then she had gotten sick from tuberculosis and died. But she's the one that is the patroness of all the missions, her and St. Francis Xavier. So she's the one that people pray to who go out to spread the gospel. But she never went out and became a missionary. It's because she shows us this way of holiness that's very practical. And it's something actually that Mother Teresa, Mother Teresa, her name is based off of this saint. Because Mother Teresa understood this little way of Saint Therese, which is to do ordinary things with extraordinary love. That's the first thing to remember, and the Lord wants us to really go into this adventure of taking the ordinariness of your life. What happens at the school day? What happens at home? What happens in your family? What happens among your friends? What happens when you play video games and you're talking with people on your comlink? What happens when you spend time with your little brother or sister? What happens when you're doing the dishes because mom and dad are asking you to do that? What happens when you do your homework? What happens when you study for your test? All of these things are ordinary parts of our life. But we can lose the opportunity and just sort of go through it, or we can kind of stop and say, how can I love in an extraordinary way in that moment? My little brother or sister, who maybe I'm supposed to babysit right now. Maybe they're a little annoying sometimes. How do you enter into, sort of sacrifice the annoyance and really be present to your little brother or sister? To really say, little brother or sister, what do you want to do? Instead of saying, that's boring, I don't want to do that, you play that and I'll do my own thing. But how cool it would be to sort of stop and say, okay, do you want to play Candyland? Okay, let's play Candyland. Maybe I don't want to play Candyland right now. Maybe I want to play Call of Duty or something like that. But my little brother or sister wants to play Candyland. And so I'm going to put the other thing aside. And I'm going to just spend time. And that time is worth more than anything. Because you're investing in your little sibling And they're seeing how much you love them and care about them just by spending time with them. Do you see how that's an ordinary thing, babysitting your little brother or sister, but you can do it in two different ways. You could just have them off in the corner doing their own little thing, and you doing your own thing and you're sort of watching them. Or you can put all your things aside and be devoted to them. What about doing dishes? Who here loves to do dishes? Okay, one person. Mrs. Thayer loves to do dishes. I'm a little weird like that too. I actually love to do dishes too. It's kind of therapeutic or so sometimes after a busy day, but we're kind of weird, I think. Probably most of us don't really like, who doesn't like to do dishes? Okay, they got us outnumbered. Okay, so there's a couple different ways of doing dishes. Mom and Dad say, just when you're thinking, wow, I'm going to be able to have that time to do what I want or so, and they say, honey, can you do the dishes right now? Because it's your turn, or there's some other things that I need to take care of, and it would be really, really good for you to do this right now. What's the way that you respond to that? Okay, fine. I'll do it. And then you just kind of do it. Or maybe you just kind of like do it in a sense, where you kind of don't really wash them off. You just sort of like throw them in. It's kind of like, when you like clean your room, and you just kind of throw all of your junk under your bed, and you just kind of like cover it over. You don't vacuum, don't dust or anything like that. You just sort of put it all there, and it's like, it's clean. It is. That's one way of doing it. Or you could say, I'm going to, out of a deep love and respect for my mom and dad who are asking me to do this, I'm going to love them through this. And so I'm going to do it with a cheerful heart, even if maybe inside I'm like, I really don't want to do this. But you cannot really desire to do something and yet be able to say that I choose to love someone through this. And then to do it to the best of your ability. To really do it as clean as you can and with a cheerful heart. That's doing an ordinary thing with extraordinary love. Or what about doing your homework? You could just do something like that and hand it in and be like, I don't care. Or you could say, out of a respect for my teachers who are spending all this time taking care of the intellectual formation of my mind, I'm going to do my best. And I'm also going to honor God, because God's the one who gave me the ability to go to school, because not everyone is able to do that. Sometimes we forget about that. Sometimes, especially even in times of our country, many, many years ago, kids would beg to want to go to school because they actually had to work in the factory in order to take care of their family. And they would work in very horrible conditions. It would be like snowing in the factory because there was no heating or air conditioning or anything like that, and their hands would start to become frostbit. And they would be like, I just want to learn how to read. I want to learn how to write. I want to learn how to do math. Do you see how we take it for granted? And yet there's a treasure here. Do you see how you can take your homework and you can do it in a way that just gets it done, or you can enter into it saying, Lord, I thank you for the opportunity that not everyone else has. And because of this, I'm going to love you through it. And I'm also going to honor my parents who want me to do this. I'm honoring my teachers who are taking the time to be able to help me through it. And I'm going to do the best that I can. And in doing that, you are, in an extraordinary way, loving in an ordinary thing such as doing homework. So this is a way of being able to enter into the little way of Saint Therese. And the last thing here is Job talks about this ability that he has in the midst of tough times to be able to say, I trust that God is with me. I trust that God hasn't forgotten me, is listening to me. God will help me through whatever I'm going through. St. Therese went through some very difficult struggles, moments of different doubts coming into her mind, and yet she always trusted God. She went through sickness. She went through moments of even sort of feeling in her heart, is God really listening to me? And yet she said in the midst of that, just like Job, I know that my vindicator lives. I know that even though all this other stuff is falling away, I know that God's going to take care of me, and I'm going to see him with my own eyes. So those are the two things. You love extraordinarily in ordinary things, and to trust in God's love for you no matter what happens. And St. Therese actually had this beautiful ability also of being able to say, Lord, I thank you for the difficult moments that you're allowing right now. Who here thinks that's probably a very difficult thing to say? Imagine something that's going on that's tough in your life. Isn't it easy to just complain and say, God, why are you allowing this? What did I do to deserve this? And yet St. Therese flipped it around. Remember, she went through a horrible illness, but she said, Lord, you're giving me an opportunity to love you through this. And you're giving me an opportunity to love my brothers and sisters who maybe don't know you. And so I'm going to enter into this suffering. I'm going to enter into this difficult moment, and I'm going to say, Lord, you're all powerful and all merciful, so that whatever you're allowing in my life, somehow you are going to use that to bring me closer to you, and you're going to use it to help other people. So when you go through sufferings in your life, when you go through difficult moments, trials, questioning, all those different things, see it as an opportunity to love God, and an opportunity to say, whatever I'm going through, Lord, I just enter into this with a cheerful heart, this adventure, because you can take that then as a prayer to help and heal other people, maybe on the other side of the world that I don't even know, but will meet in heaven. And that's why St. Therese is the one that all missionaries go to, someone who never went on any mission herself, because she learned how to take her own struggles and to be able to offer them for other people who are in need.